Mr. Speaker, my question is directed to the Minister of Transport and Infrastructure Development concerning government's concrete policy measures to reduce the increasing number of road traffic accidents, especially on major highways and primary distributor roads in cities, and to ensure the establishment of an efficient rapid response system for accident victims, including timely medical attention and fair compensation mechanisms for affected families. Thank you.
The Honorable Leader, Acting Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the Honorable Member for a very pertinent question. This question arises. I remember being asked a while ago again here. But each time there is some road carnage and regrettably we lose lives, as is the case that happened yesterday, we're all reminded that we have a collective and individual responsibility as we drive on these roads to secure our lives and the lives of others. So I think it starts with all of us, in the manner in which we drive, the attitude, the aptitude on the road, including having all the requirements of license and the fitness for vehicles that we drive. Additionally, in the unfortunate event of roads are being upgraded, which would assist, and of course the enforcement and adherence to speed limits is also critical. In the unfortunate event of an accident, then we need to marshal resources that are adequate to respond timeously, because the first hour is the most critical hour in terms of saving lives. Government has responded by proposing the establishment of a road accident fund, which would, and also looking at the current third-party insurance, to say, although people have third-party insurance, that insurance, we don't see it actually working in terms of timeously responding to these accidents. So government is seized, and the Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development has made a presentation to Cabinet, and that they will be coming to this August House so that that can be processed. Government has also procured air rescue ambulances, which are strategically located throughout the country. There has been discussion regarding which points along the major roads should we ensure that they are adequately equipped to respond. And there have been discussions that, for example, along the Mashingo Bay Bridge Road, you could have places like Beatrice, like Chivu, like Mashingo, being equipped to a certain level so that they are able to adequately respond to the road accidents that will have taken place. So a lot is happening in terms of discussion, and I think that in time we will be able to get to where the Honorable Member is suggesting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Honorable Kumede, please proceed.
Thank you for the opportunity. My question is what measures are being taken to decentralize emergency response services and ensure the presence of well-equipped rapid response unit, as the Honorable Minister mentioned, units in rural areas and along identified accident hotspots. I thank you.
The Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank the Honorable Member for the question, and I thought that I'd covered that in the detailed response, but for clarity, I did indicate that as an example, along the Bait Bridge, Mashingo, Harare Bait Bridge Road, identified spots where the upgrading of medical facilities would likely take place have been identified in places like Chivu, like Beatrice and Mashingo, so that they can respond within that hour, that critical hour, so that we can save lives. I also intimated that we do have medical air rescue services that are available on the government side, and I know that many private sector operators are also mobilizing to complement government efforts. So I think there is a realization that we need to do much more and that we need to decentralize this service so that should there be an unfortunate accident, we are able to respond timeously and save lives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.